see me in the middle doing a little... We are very, very fortunate to have one of the UK's foremost businesswomen in our midst. I won't take up too much of your time. She is she's a PR guru. She's been on the Power List consecutive number of times in a row, and she does a lot of work at the moment. She's one of the delivery partners for the UK startup loans. She'll tell you more about herself. Her name is Mavis Amankwah of Rich Visions. If you'd all like to give her a big round of applause.
Good afternoon, everybody. Feeling hot? We shouldn't complain. We're enjoying the weather, yes? And we need more of this. Yeah, do you agree?
Yes.
And do you also agree that we also need a lot more businesses from our own community, people starting their own businesses and creating their own wealth? Did I say something was funny? Oh. So basically, I'm here today to tell you how you can start your business and how starting your own business can improve your life. So first question I want to ask is, do we have any business owners here today? Show your hand if you've got a business. Okay, so you want to grow your business, expand your business. Okay, and have we got some people who are thinking about starting their business? Okay, good. I've just met a very interesting gentleman that has a stand. And he came up, I went up to him and he shook my hand and he said, this is my business and I sell all these cards. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. I said, are you sure?
Yes,
and I said, how old are you? 11. He said, you should go and see him, he's brilliant. And then Leah's talked to him as well and I'm thinking, wow, we're creating wealth in our community already with the youngsters. So, you know, it's quite interesting because I think, you know, as a community we need to start creating our own wealth. Is very important, especially for our generations and generations to come. A lot of us are very talented, we have the skill, we have the knowledge, but sometimes it's just taking that step of going into that business world, which is very challenging, but very rewarding at the same time. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself and then I'll tell you ways of how you can start your business. I've only got about 30 minutes, but I hope you've got pens and papers ready, because I'm going to be giving you some tips as well. Sorry, just again, can I just see a show of hands of people that want to start their own business as well? Okay, that's good to see you're in the right seminar. So, as Julian said, just to cut a long story short, I'm Mavis Amankwah. I'm a business owner. I've been running business for about 11 years. I have about 3 or 4 different businesses, ranging from marketing, PR, business sustainability, and communication. So I help businesses to grow, looking at their marketing, looking at their PR. I've won quite a few government contracts in terms of leadership and management, helping business owners become leaders. And quite recently I just won a contract which is called a Startup Loans Contract, which gives money to young people between 18 and 30 to start their own business. And they also get a business mentor as well. But the good news is there anyone here who is over 30? Okay, good. So the good news is, from the autumn, the government are going to be expanding the age range, and people over 30 can also apply for the loan. It's a low interest loan, 6%. But the great thing, what is great about this initiative is that you actually get a business mentor that will help you guide you on the way to start a business. So I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a friend, I'm funny, but I'm not going to say any jokes today. Because there isn't much time. I started off, as I said, about 11 years ago because I had a passion about starting my own business, about fulfilling my dreams, about moving forward and creating wealth within my own area, because my mum and dad came to this country with not much. And as I grew older, I realised that I wanted to create wealth for my own family and also for the industry and the economy as well. And I started to do my own business. So that's me in a nutshell. I've won quite a few awards. I'm quite a humble person and I really like to embrace people and, you know, make an impact on people's lives. So I'm hoping today, those of you that are here, some of you will take away one thing, and that one thing would be to start your own business, to take that risk. So I'm going to give you some tips. Just before, because I know at the end people are always rushing off to go, but I'm just giving you my contact details now. So those are what my details go back to. So you can catch me on Twitter at Mavis Amankwah, Facebook Mavis Amankwah. Also email on mavis@mavisamankwah.com, and you can go to my website mavisamankwah.com as well if you'd like to contact me or send me an email. And I've also got my phone number on there as well. So as I said, I've got many businesses that I'm running at the moment. It's not been very easy, it's been quite hard, very challenging. You get all the ups and downs with business. Sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like giving up. But one thing is, I look at why I started. Why did I stop my job? Why did I, say to myself, I'm not going to do the 9 to 5 anymore? Because I wanted the flexibility. I wanted to start my own thing. And as I said, I wanted to get my own income. I'm not saying that 9 to 5 cannot bring you income, but what I'm saying is that when you start a business, and your business can go relatively well, you can create your own wealth and find things in life. And that was the reason why I started my business as well. I knew I had a lot of talent, I had a lot of skills, and I wanted to really utilise that. And here I am today, 10 years later. So the achievements, just quickly. So just to give you a little bit of background, so I'm running a multi-million-pound business. I have over 10 employees. I've won quite a few awards, as Julia was saying earlier on. I've been listed in lots of newspapers. It could be about me being a woman, me being a mother, me being a black woman, PR, marketing, giving business tips and advice. And that's really helped me to raise my profile and get me to where I am today. I had the opportunity to speak with high-profile people like Leah when he won the Dragon's Den. I had the opportunity to be at his launch and speak there. To start with Business 2012 with Richard Branson and Anne Sugar, and I'm really taking myself to a really higher level. And I'm just going to be giving you some tips on how I can also do the same. So for me, as I said, I wanted to make an impact. I want to break these barriers and stereotypes of the community saying that we cannot really move forward, all the negative media that we hear. A lot of us, as I said, are really talented and we're really skilled. We just need to sometimes get someone to give us that advice and help us along the way. Do you agree? Yeah. And creating a legacy. One thing I said to myself is that I'm 39 now. When I get to hopefully 80, and God calls me, I want to be able to look back and say, well, these are all the things that I wanted to do. I didn't get to do all of them, but I got to do most of them. And I think that was also important for me as well, to look back and say, well, these were my dreams. I want to aspire to fulfill and live my dreams. As I said, I'm a business ambassador for Startup Loans. I'll talk a little bit about that later on. So, when Leah said to me I should look at ways how business can improve your life, well, I think one of the first things about when you start your own business is the flexibility. I'm here on a Sunday. Leah's really lucky. I love Leah and Julian. They're such lovely people. I said, I'm all the way from East London. I live near Essex. I said, I'm going to come out today because I want to really change people's lives. So flexibility when you start your own business, the fact that you can have the flexibility, there is the downside when you can be overworking yourself and doing too much, but one thing I know that's really great about business is the flexibility in terms of, when I was working as an IT technician, my children were really young at the time, and I found it really difficult trying to keep up with work, trying to keep up with technology, because I was doing IT, computer software was changing all the time. And I just said to myself, I want to just keep the flexibility, being with my kids when I want to be, doing my own thing when I want, and that was one of the many reasons why I started as well. Also, creating wealth, I think is really important in this day and age, because it is very hard out there. And I said, look, I want to create something that I can, go into my own little piggy bank when I'm ready and treat myself to what I want. Economy. The UK economy, as we know, it's up and down, it's getting better. But then what about the community that we're in today? We need to create wealth. My son is 19 now. I want to be able to, let him go and see other role models who are older than him that have maybe started their business and say, okay, Mum, I can also do that. So we need to, really create an impact in our community's life, and at the same time we need to also address this because our children are up and coming and we need to show them positive role models as well. Financial freedom, it is difficult, don't get me wrong, I'm not standing here and say that it's been really great. There's been days when I haven't had any money at all, when it's very difficult. I remember a day when, about 5 years ago, when I actually used a credit card to go and speak at a event, and everyone was going, oh Mavis, you're great, you're brilliant. And that time I was really suffering because I was having financial problems, and lots of things that I'd done wrong. I could have stopped those from the beginning. And I'm going to give you some tips as well, because I think when you can get the help from the outset, you need to take that help quite early. Legacy, I said earlier on, and fulfilling your dreams. This is my daughter Tiana, by the way, so you may know Tiana. She's very, very helpful. And perseverance is definitely got to be the one when you are starting your business. Whatever that you do, and even in life generally, as you know, it is about persevering. You get the ups, the downs, but it's how you get through those, how you get through all those hoops and roundabouts. And the same thing applies in business. It's about perseverance. As I said earlier, there's been times when I've had loads of problems, but I keep persevering because I say to myself, I don't want to go back to the 9 to 5 that I was once doing. I want to be going forward. So it is about perseverance, going up those stairs, keep going, challenging yourself, and really, talking to the right people at the right time as well. So successes versus failures. I'd say for myself, the failures have been there, but the successes have been a lot more, and that's what keeps me going. And when I look back, I say to myself, wow, I'm really actually happy with myself that I actually took that step. So when I said to my husband I was going to start my own business about 10 years ago, he looked at me like I wasn't, fully there. But 10 years on, had lots of obstacles, but we're still here and the business is thriving. So the first thing one needs to identify, especially when you're starting your own business, is what is your passion? Because I think we can all make money in different ways. You can become an investment banker and make money that way. You can look at what your own skills are and look at ways of making money, but I think it's about the passion. And I tell you one thing, with the business, when things were really hard for me, it was the passion that kept me going. So my question to you is, what's your passion? And I'll probably ask anybody here, any volunteers? Passion? What's your passion? Oh, this is a gentleman. Let me give you a bit of PR. Stand up, guys. These are the guys with 11 years.
You can enjoy it.
Okay, and do you believe that your passion can actually turn into some type of profit?
Yeah.
Okay, and are you working on it? Okay, excellent. Well done. Clap for her, ladies and gentlemen. What is your passion? What do you enjoy doing? What is your hobby? Nowadays, there is so many opportunities to turn your passion or your hobby into profit. So it's looking at what you're most passionate about. So have a think about that when you go home this evening. Next question, which I asked the lady, does your passion create a solution? That's the first thing. So many of us get this idea and think, oh yeah, this is really great, brilliant. And then you go and speak to someone else and think, not so brilliant. Go and speak to a professional, they say, oh, you need to get the figures right in something. So, and you need to look at the solution. Is the passion that you have, is it going to create a solution? So I always like to talk about cupcakes. Does cupcakes provide a solution? Those that like cupcakes, we've got cupcakes lovers in here who like cakes. Yes? Does it provide a solution?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. When we see the cakes, we're like, wow, this is lovely. We forget about the diet, we forget about all the healthy stuff, and we think, wow, let me just dip into a cake. So, you need to think about the solution, and you need to make sure that your business or your passion, whatever you want to do, whether it be a product or service, creates wealth. That's one of the most important things when you are starting out your business. Is it going to create wealth? When is it going to create wealth? And I'll be giving you some tips on that as well. One of the things that I would like to say most importantly about when you start your business is the cash flow. People say that cash flow is king. I say that it's more than king, because you need to know how much money that you need to start your business, how much money you need to keep going until you get your first order, how much money do you need in 3 years' time or 6 months' time. The cash flow is king, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't have enough cash to actually start your business, or maybe you can start your business but you don't have enough cash to keep your business growing, your business is not going to survive. So I always say to people that I mentor is that you really need to look at the cash element of your business. Your business can be profitable, and it may be profitable in 2 years' time, but between now and those next 2 years, how are you going to keep your business afloat to gain that profit? So the cash flow is really, really key. It's even more important than the profit, because the cash flow is going to keep the business going, keep the business surviving, and the profit will come. So you really need to taking that cash flow is more than king, and how you can turn your passion into profits. So I'm going to give you 15 tips just because time is very limited and it's very hot in this room. So tip number 1, you as an individual, your personal SWOT analysis. You that wants to start your business that you're passionate about. What are your strengths? So the lady who said she wants to do music, maybe her strength is music, or her strength is music. That's what she's passionate about. That's what her strengths are. Maybe she's done some training, she's got a qualification, she's got the skills, she's got the knowledge. Those are her strengths, and that's great. But number 2 is the W, one of the most important, the weaknesses. What are your personal weaknesses? Identifying what your weaknesses are. So for me, many years ago, finance was my weakness. And I had to learn the hard way by losing so much money before I realised, like, oops, my weakness is finance. Why didn't I look at this a long time ago? So you need to identify what your weaknesses are. One thing you need to understand as a business owner as well is that you're not going to be good at everything. You know, you're not going to be good at everything. But that's why we have professionals to look at the areas where we're not so good. So you look at your weaknesses early, you identify those, and you look at ways of, okay, I've identified my weaknesses. What do I need to do to actually counteract on these weaknesses? I know what my strengths are. I know I'm good at making cakes. I know I'm good at, a certain area, but what am I not so good at? And you need to identify those weaknesses really early. Then the opportunity. What's the opportunity right now about what you're passionate about? Is there a market for it? Is it in growth or decline? Looking at the whole, if you're doing your business here, the UK economy, is the business that you're going to start, is it going to be profitable? Maybe not now, but maybe 5 years' time. You need to take all of these things into consideration, and opportunity as well. What opportunity can you tap into? And the threats, like your competitors, and so forth. So it's doing yourself an own personal SWOT analysis to say, look, I'm Mavis Amankwah, this is what I'm really good at, this is what I'm not so good at, this is the opportunities for my passion, and these are the threats. Everybody happy with that? Yeah. Great. Number 2, weakest link to my business many years ago, professional advice. Very important that you seek professional advice. There is so much advice in this country, from the internet to your local business chamber. Contacting your chamber and saying, who is the business advisor or the business office in this local authority? I want to start my own business. I need to talk to someone. And I'll tell you something, out of all the boroughs in London and even in the UK, there is some type of business agency or business organisation that can give you some free information and help you to build your business plan. So you really need to seek professional help. You might want to bring your idea to family and friends, which is good, but one thing you've got to remember is that the family and friends doesn't know everything. So they don't know about the whole professionalism in terms of business, in terms of finance, in terms of operation, in terms of sales. So you need to seek professional advice. Number 3 is about the research. And here I said that the research starts now and not later. Speak to many businesses that actually just think, this is a great idea, I'm going to run with it. And they realise 2 years down the line it's not going according to plan because they haven't done any proper research. And the research is one of the vital things to basically keep your business going. So once you do the research, you know where your market is, who your target market is, about the industry, about the sector, about the climate. You need to start with the research, and it can be as simple as doing surveys, going on the internet, finding out what information's out there, looking at competitors, looking at things that are similar in terms of what you want to do with your business, your service, or your product. So you really need to research. Number 4 is to create a top list of 10 good business contacts. So if I was to go to my phone now, I should have 10 people that I should be able to call. An accountant, a bookkeeper, a telephone sales company for my business, journalists because I do PR, other business entrepreneurs because I speak. I have some really good contacts that I can just contact people in time of need. And you need to start creating that. And the first contact would be for you, would be your local business chamber. Within your area, find out who your local business chamber is and get a contact there and start liaising with them. Going to events, networking with the right people and creating a very good contact list. Because sometimes when there are changes in business, you want to be able to pick up the phone and phone someone you know and go, hey, I've got this issue, I've got this challenge, can you help me? You know, so it's good to have those contacts at hand beforehand. Number 5, devise more than a business plan. Many of us, including myself, don't actually write business plans. It's all in here, and we run with it. You need to start looking at how you can devise a business plan. Very simple. I've seen some business plans that are about 56 pages, but I tell you, there's nothing in it. It's just loads and loads and loads of waffle. Your business plan could be as small as 4 pages. Once you're able to actually identify what your business is about, how you're going to get to where you want to get to, looking at your marketing, looking at your research, looking at your sales, looking at your PR, looking at all of these areas within your plan. Some people write business plans because they want to go and get a loan, and many people don't write business plans because they say, well, I'm not going to get a loan, so I don't need a business plan. That's the wrong way of thinking or going around about things. You need to actually devise yourself a business plan that you understand. And I always say to people, devise an idiot's guide to business plan. Very simple steps. So if I said to this gentleman here who has a business that we're going on a trip to Hawaii, we can go together, you can leave your business plan with someone who's a professional and they can run the business for you. So the business plan is very vital. It's a roadmap. For me to get here today, I had to use my TomTom to get here. If not, I wouldn't be here. So it's about planning and understanding your business plan. Number 6, get a mentor or a coach. I didn't have a mentor, and I think that was one of my downfalls, or that was one of my weaknesses. Someone that had been there, worn the t-shirt, they've gone through the hard times, they've gone through the good times, and I think now, more crucial than ever, with the climate that we're in, we definitely need to get ourselves a business mentor. A coach that can guide you along the way, give you steps, a mentor that you can talk to and listen, and they can listen to you. You tell them what some of the challenges are, and they can help you along the way. There's lots of people giving free mentorship. If you go into a website, I think it's called Mentoring, they can provide you with mentors, your local business chamber, mentors. Even like me, myself, I'm a voluntary mentor. Even though I do mentoring as a business, I also do it as in my spare time as well. So it's finding the right mentor. And I do say to people as well, it doesn't just have to be one mentor, it could be 4 mentors in different areas. So you could have a mentor who's good at sales, a mentor who's good at PR, a mentor that's good at business sustainability, finance. Just looking at all of those and saying, right, I need to get myself a mentor and a coach from the outset. It's really vital nowadays. Number 7, dip your toe in the water. Now, if you don't take a risk, then how are you going to know if your business is going to work? And I'm not saying put your eggs all in one basket, but actually try maybe 1 or 2 eggs. Do a pilot of what it is that you're trying to launch, your business that you're passionate about. Start it off on a really small scale and just see how it goes. Okay, I'm going to pilot this for 3 months or 6 months and see how it goes. But without you taking that risk and you sitting there going, oh, well, I do and I don't and I will and I won't, you probably wouldn't actually think, you would probably think about it, but you actually might not do anything about it. But if you're really, really, passionate about your business and you can get all the right advice, then you can, really seek to dip your toe in the water and take that risk. I took that risk and I'm here today. It's not been easy, but when I look back, it's been a great, great opportunity and there's more to come. Become an expert in your field. Number 8, if you're good at cupcake making, become the best within your field. That's going to keep you ahead of your competitors, that's going to get you the publicity, that's going to make customers come to you when there's competition. It's looking at that and becoming an expert within your field. Now, I always talk about the singer Adele. She's got an amazing voice. She is so great and talented. She's really great in terms of her singing and her voice and so forth. So it's about becoming an expert within your field. Number 9, sorry, because time is... Become friends with Google. Nowadays, you go to events, you speak to people, you find out about what they do, and what does one do nowadays? Google. So you have to become friends in terms of marketing, in terms of PR, getting your ranks up there. For those of you that got people who are doing an online business, it's really looking at ways of how you can really promote yourself and become friends with Google. Number 10, financial advisor. Keep talking about the finance. Get the finance right, ladies and gentlemen, from the outset. And remember, when you go shopping, or maybe you're not like me, I might go over £20 budget to go shopping in Tesco, and I come out there spending £28. And never spend less, I always spend more for some strange reason. And that's the same thing that's likely to happen in business. You say, okay, yeah, I need 15,000 and oops, I forgot this, oops, I forgot that, and you realise you haven't got enough money. So it's getting a financial advisor. Number 11 is, are you sitting on a gold mine or a haystack? So for those of you that might have passion, it's great, but maybe your passion is to help people. Maybe you want to start a charity. If you want to start a charity, that's fine. If you want to make a business, you need to make sure that that business is profitable. So for those of us, a lot of people that start businesses, we start business and we give out a lot of things for free. We give out on discount because we want to get more and more, money, or you want to get in more clients. So, well, let me give them a discount and he'll come back to me. You need to ask your question. When you're starting your business or growing your business, are you sitting on a gold mine or haystack? Starting a charity, social enterprise, or shall I just say charity, that's fine. You're starting a business, look at the profitable side. Number 12, get your figures and forecasts right, your cash flow forecast. Understand the money that you've got coming in, the money that you've got going out. For those of you that are thinking about doing sole trading, think about yourself. What bills have you got to pay? What shopping have you got to do? Your maintenance and upkeep. You need to think about that when you're actually looking at your figures, because you need to think about how you're going to survive yourself personally. Raising capital and sustaining yourself. Lots of people want to start their business, but they can't raise capital. There's so many different ways that you could raise capital. It could be through family and friends. By getting a loan, getting some funding. There are so many opportunities, and I've got a website that you can go to. I'll go to the next one too. Go again. Here on my website, it's called Alternative Funding and Finance Opportunities. There are so many opportunities nowadays, like Funding Circle, crowdfunding. There are different ways of how you can raise finance. And if you can't get lots of finance, start off small. Start off with, maybe you need $5 grand, start off with 50%, 2,500. So go to this website, Mavis Amankwah, and it gives you some alternative funding as well. Go back to the community. So also, as I was saying earlier, number 14 is about applying for a start-up loan. We're giving out loans on behalf of the government to anyone that's looking to start their own business. Slide, please. To be eligible, you need to be 18 to 30 years old. Needs to be based in the UK. The over 30s is coming soon. As I said earlier on, if you're interested, just write your name down on the table that I'm at today. If you're interested in the loan or you're interested in anything, I have a table at the back in the exhibition room. You can write your details there. Based in England. Anyone looking to wish to start and expand a business, it's a great opportunity if you do qualify to get this loan, because you actually get a business mentor as well. So, I have to wrap up. What I would say is that for those of you that are really passionate, stop dreaming and start today. I hope you've enjoyed today's session.
Mavis was actually my business coach last year, and part of the reason why I'm doing this event is because she really pushed and inspired me to put on a live event. And honestly, I've never told her that. It's been an emotional moment. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to you in public. And she not, I mean, if you look at her CV, if you look at her credentials, she's a proper businesswoman. She gets called onto stages where she is the only black woman amongst like 10 old white fogey guys, who've been around for ages. She is the business. Seriously, if you want a business coach who's not gonna massage your ego, she's not gonna tell you what you want to hear, she's gonna pick holes in your business plan, she's gonna tell you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong so you can be successful, that's Mavis. Because she's built up her business to be successful. She's got a team of people under her. She's not a one-person, one-man job. She's got a team of people under her, and she is building that team up progressively. My brother's worked with her, I've worked with her, there's loads of people that have worked with her. I can 100% vouch for the effectiveness of the work that she does. So I would like to give you a round of applause for my own.
Kung Fu presentation. You're the one where I was doing the flying back kick in the video. Remember that one? Right.